Hi everyone, welcome back. So today's video is going to be about the things that I brought to the hospital on the day of my operation. Now these are some things that I brought in my situation here in Canada with the weather, and it might differ a little bit from things that you might bring, but hopefully it'll give you a good hint of some of the things that you should prepare when you're on your way to get operated the day of. So one thing that of course everyone is going to bring no matter where or what you're getting, it's a change of clothes. So the change of clothes that I brought, I decided to bring some really loose fitting clothes. I brought some really loose jogging pants as well as a really big sweater because I knew that I wasn't probably going to be wearing a bra, seeing as how there's an incision just between your breasts a little bit lower at the very top of your stomach. So I thought that a bra was not going to be something that I would want to wear. So I had kind of like a looser but a little bit tighter shirt underneath in place of a bra, and I had a big sweater that I wore over top of that. Plus I was going to be wearing my coat because it was October, the end of October when I was operated on, and just really loose jogging pants. And that's what I would suggest for everyone. Wear really loose baggy clothing because you're not going to be wanting to be wearing anything tight with them blowing you up full of air so that they can operate on you. You're really sensitive, you feel really bloated. So a change of clothes that is your loosest, baggiest clothes that you can wear in public, that's what I would suggest for you to bring. Besides a change of clothes, I also brought my phone, and with the phone, of course, my charger, just because phones nowadays die as soon as you open them. So I had my phone, I had my charger. What I found unpractical was that the plug in my room was relatively close to my bed, but it was really behind my head and to the side. So even if the phone was plugged in, then it was barely reaching my bed. But at least where I was at that hospital, they let us use our phone as well as charge it. So that was something that was really good to keep family members and friends updated. And I could just distract myself with things like Facebook or YouTube. And it was just really something that came in handy when I was in the hospital. And with that, I also brought earphones so that I could listen to things. I was in a room with 3 other people, so at nighttime when you're trying to sleep with the nurses coming in either to check on you or to check on the other people that are in the room with you, it's helpful to have earphones because you can listen to something and you can block out the noise and maybe try and get some sleep on that first night. Even though I didn't end up sleeping at all, I was too stressed and I wasn't feeling well, and it was just not a night that I slept. So I would just suggest earphones because it just blocks out the noise all around you. Something else that I brought was my e-reader, and I had charged it before leaving, and my e-reader, which is a Kudu, lasts for several days without needing to be charged. So I charged it before I left, and I didn't really specifically download any books. It was just books that I had on there that I thought that I could reread again. And honestly, I didn't use it. It stayed in my purse, and I was not in a space or in a frame of mind to be reading. So maybe for other people it would really help calm them, or it would really help just relax them to have something to read. Either that or bring a real book if you don't have an e-reader, because during those hours where you're kind of like, you need to be in the hospital, you need to be checked up on, but sometimes you just need to like get out of the situation you're in, a book can be really helpful. So if that's something that would help you, I would suggest to bring it. I didn't bring anything because with my phone, I just thought that it wasn't necessary, and I didn't really have the concentration to do it. And the first day, while I was there for about a good 24 hours, during the day of my operation, I pretty much just slept the whole day. So I didn't really have much time to read anything. But I would suggest bringing something of that kind just in case that's a situation for you that could help make you think of something else besides how crappy you're feeling or the pain, or just distract yourself. So definitely bring a book or an e-reader. Another thing I brought was Gatorade. They had told us to bring some kind of, it's a specific kind of Gatorade, not necessarily the non-sugar kind, but it's just because the hospital where I went, they didn't have anything like that. They don't provide it for you. The only thing they provide is soup, and they gave me apple juice. So they warned us to bring the Gatorade just to try and get your liquids in those first couple of hours that are critical to keep your stomach hydrated and make sure it's working properly. I didn't end up drinking the Gatorade. I ended up leaving it completely in my bag, and I ended up drinking the apple juice. In the beginning, they told you to drink water, but the water, my cat's going crazy. the water wouldn't go down, and when I started drinking the apple juice, it was like night and day. It just went down and it was perfect. So I ended up drinking the apple juice that the hospital did provide. So it depends on what your clinic advises you to bring. If they think that the hospital is going to provide you with everything you need, or if you should bring something, I would suggest listening to the professionals. I brought the Gatorade. I didn't use it, but it was there, and maybe it would have went down better than the water if I hadn't had the apple juice. So definitely listen to what the people are telling you to bring. Besides that, I personally brought a blanket. I didn't know if it was going to be hot or cold. It was too hot, even in October in Canada, the 25th of October. It was too hot in the hospital. But I still brought the blanket, and I did use the blanket. It was a blanket that I keep on my bed, and it's a really, really soft blanket, and I kept it just to have some kind of comfort, because the hospital beds are not the most comfortable thing, and the blankets that they give you is this little tiny thin sheet. So I kept it on my bed just to have something soft and comforting, and I kept it at the end of my bed, so it was pretty much just hanging over my feet. And I did kick it off a couple times because it was really too hot, and if I had thought in advance, I would have brought a fan, and I think the fan would have helped just to like cool you off, because if you're like me, I had nausea after the operation, and it might have just helped ease that nausea. So if I could have, I would have brought the fan. I didn't. So it depends on exactly what the hospital is going to let you bring, and what you think in your situation, in your climate, what would work well. If you know your hospital is really climatized, then maybe just the blanket. If you know it's going to be really, really hot, then definitely bring a fan if you're allowed to, just because in those first couple of hours, it helps to have something really refreshing. So that's basically what I brought, and the things that I really used was my phone and my earphones, and of course the change of clothes when I left, because you go from nothing to comfort. And it's just, the point is just to distract yourself. Don't bring too much, because you're not going to need too much in those first couple of hours. You just need to rest. You need to concentrate on drinking your liquids. You need to concentrate on controlling any kind of pain that you might have. So bringing a whole bunch of things, you might not need it. Like, I don't know how much other people's concentration would be, how strong it would be. I know mine was not strong whatsoever. I was just exhausted and really emotional. Maybe bring some Kleenex, because I cried. Like, in those couple of hours after the operation, I cried. Like I've said before, it was just everything going on, the stress and all of the actual operation, and the fear, because there is fear that something might go wrong. Maybe bring some Kleenex. I don't know if your hospital has any, but I ended up getting hospital toilet paper to like dab my tears. So those are the things that I brought to the hospital. Did you bring anything different than I brought? Do you have any ideas of something that would be a great idea to bring to the hospital in this kind of situation that maybe I would have went, oh, that would have been a good idea, but I didn't bring that? Let me know in the comments below, and if you liked, like and subscribe for the next one, and I will see you guys. Bye.